All right, welcome to the Cape Pasta Podcast. We back for another one. And today we're going to talk about one of the greatest singers of all time. One of the most famous African-American singers.
Who put the R in R&B?
R.Kelly. Yeah.
You gotta break it down.
Yeah. Boy, R.Kelly. Welcome to the K-Pasta Podcast, everybody.
Better hope 30's the new 20s.
Yeah. All right, today we got to talk about something that happened yesterday. One of the females' favorite artists. Still one of the females' favorite artists to this day. I saw a lot of people talking about this last night on the internet, even though R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years for sex trafficking. A lot of females saying, free R. Kelly. And I can't understand the reason why, because some of the women that's saying free R. Kelly, they have children, daughters.
Yeah.
And well, I can't say I don't understand what's going on.
I guess because the parents need to go down too.
The parents do need to go down too. Because
the parents,
allegedly,
whoever we're dealing with, anything dealing with it, all need to go down.
Allegedly, some of the parents were selling, would you say selling their children to R. Kelly or just introducing them? How would you describe
it? It'd be considered
that?
Child trafficking, right? Or
pimping your child. Sound like pimping your child, right? Isn't that pimp your children?
Well, it's a pimp down right now.
But they don't call it pimping anymore. Like in the court system, they call it trafficking, sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Because they say that's like one of the oldest jobs. Like, you know, back in the cowboy days, they used to have like what they call the brothels, where the whole houses. Yeah, the whole houses. Like, you go to the whole house.
Brothels.
Yeah, the brothels.
They still got them overseas.
They got them in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where was the Lamar Odom at? Where he passed out that time and he almost died. He OD. They was in Vegas, right?
At Kim Kardashian house.
Nah, Lamar, he went with Khloe. He was married to Khloe.
Khloe Kardashian house.
Okay, so yeah, they still, I think it's legal in Vegas. I'm not sure about that. But they don't say pimping anymore. They say sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. So if for males out there, men,
I guess pimping be more prostitution.
Nah, for
sex trafficking is like underage.
It's all of it. I think all of it is together. Yeah. It's new. It's this new age charge.
Paid for it though.
Nah, it's just a new age charge. Like if you want to be a pimp, like back in the days, people say, "What you gonna do when you want to grow up?" I want to be a pimp. Mm-hmm. They don't do that no more. You can't go to court and say you charged with pimping. They gonna say you charged with sex trafficking. So if somebody want to be a pimp, just know that you want to be a sex trafficker. You don't want to be a pimp anymore. You want to be a sex trafficker. That's how the world sees you. That's how you're viewed by the world. As a sex trafficker, not a pimp anymore.
Not a PIMP?
Yeah, so I want to say they gave R. Kelly some pimping charges. Mm-hmm. So even though I think with R. Kelly, he got like a mixture of statutory rape along with pimping.
You got hit with some underage.
I believe I can fly.
I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
Gotta change the end.
I believe I can soar.
Now I got put away.
You see me running through that open door.
He wish he could go through the open door.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Then when he wake up, what he gonna believe?
I believe I can die. Well, right now somebody is.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Hey yo, we gonna get blocked for we're gonna get blocked, but
This
it's
music
okay.
is
We
not
just having a little fun.
what I'm supposed to say.
But I don't like R. Kelly anymore. Ever since R. Kelly, I found out he was messing with pissing on young girls, 13-year-old girls. Me myself, I have a daughter, and I couldn't see myself
I
putting
have a daughter
money.
too.
Yeah,
But
and I
them
can't.
albums, man, them albums.
I mean, they hit now. Don't get me wrong, they hit.
Step to the left, step to the right.
That's never going
I'm all ready
anywhere.
to kill it right now.
Hey, that's never going anywhere. They gonna be stepping in the name of love forever to the end of time. But me myself, even though the music hits, I can't see myself supporting a man that
You got to block them out.
What you
with
call it,
this
rape?
Music. Everything. They got every sex charge you could get.
would you call it rape though?
The damn judge, the judge probably like, let me start from the top.
Now, would you call it rape though? Would you say that R. Kelly was?
I don't. Everything with consent, so I guess none of it would be rape.
Yeah, but how can you say it was consent when you got people making documentaries saying that it wasn't consent?
Well, they should have walked their ass out the road.
Won't the people that made it participated in the documentary saying that it wasn't consent? Like they had to call him daddy and
Well, they should have walked their ass out the road.
like the girl. So you saying the girl that got pissed on should have got up?
Yeah, she should have moved out of the way.
But it's R. Kelly though. I mean, you know how they starstruck.
Still, all you gotta do move to the left, move to the right.
But we don't know the whole story.
Step
Maybe
in the
he
name of
said.
love.
Maybe he said, "Don't move. You better not move." We know we weren't there. We just saw the video. We don't know what happened before that. So when you got a,
Was she in the video posing?
I don't want to say a father figure saying don't move, but a adult to a kid saying don't move. You better not move, and then I'm gonna piss on you. We don't know if that happened. But I'm thinking maybe something like that. It's possible that it happened. So I don't think it was
uppercut.
Yeah, but I don't think it was her choice at that time whether she could have just moved or not. But I think that being that he was so much older than her, she was like doing whatever he said, like do.
Yeah.
But
starstruck, they thought they wouldn't get somewhere in life.
I want to talk about the parents introducing the ones, because this don't go for everybody, I don't think. This, not all the women that he was associated with were introduced through their parents. So I want to just speak on, we gonna speak on the ones that were introduced by their parents to R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He the only one that's getting a charge.
Yeah.
So do you feel if it's proof? I mean, because everybody that's been following this story of R. Kelly, everyone knows he was introduced by some of the parents, the women.
They should go down too. Do some kind of time.
So-
They probably out here spending that money right now.
Yeah, like what? So if we know that side of the story, where are the charges when it comes to anything like trafficking? That's trafficking, right?
Yeah. Now that would really be trafficking. They sell. That would be
Trafficking.
pimping.
Same thing. The new word for pimping is trafficking. And you gotta say
look it up.
they even though R. Kelly did something terrible, real terrible, like one of the worst rape and all that, controlling underage women.
Mind control. Mind rape.
Is it even worse that you sell your own daughter to a man
Hell
and she's
yeah.
underage? So okay, I agree with that. It's even worse. I hate to say that it's even worse. I want to. Let's just say for the sake of argument, it's equal.
Yeah, I mean it's equally wrong.
Okay, so why aren't there any charges?
Everybody should go to hell.
Where are the charges though?
Yeah.
Where are the
They need
charges?
the charges.
Where are the charges to the parents for selling their children? If we have proof that hey, my this lady or this man introduced, they knew. Well, we could go back to the Michael Jackson part of it then, because he was charged with doing stuff to kids, and then it's still people that take their kids to Michael Jackson house. Is that a difference or the same thing?
That's crazy too.
I mean, should they be charged?
Yeah, a bunch of kids say they didn't even get touched. So I don't know.
Yeah, so on his situation, Michael Jackson didn't meet the children on his own, did he?
Oh, no.
So he met all the children through the parents. So
What if Bubbles was kidnapping kids?
okay, all right, okay. Let me get this straight. Michael Jackson, the people that sued Michael Jackson for touching their children, because children don't sue grown-ups. It's always the parents that sue the grown-ups. So let's just say that 2 years ago, a parent sued Michael Jackson for touching their child. Okay, 2 years later, here I come. I introduce my child to Michael Jackson. What do I expect to happen? Why am I doing that? Like, you know
After
what I
you
mean?
just had allegations, this was
After
this
somebody,
was real crazy.
yeah, like, are you pimping your child?
Yeah, I guess it'd be.
Are you saying I'm gonna sacrifice my child, even if I know it's not really gonna happen? I'm setting it up to happen so I can say it happened, even though I don't know if it happened. I don't think it did, but it's a good way to say, hey, this happened. So I'm really pimping my child,
Smooth
even
criminal.
if they didn't get touched by Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that.
And I'm gonna be there with my son.
yeah,
so
but
here
you could
go.
you
I'm right here.
even if you just using it to make up a lie about Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
that's still pimping though. Cause you
Plus,
sacrificing.
They trying to get them settlements. That's why. They
yeah,
trying to
but
get
you
that money out of 'em.
sacrificing your child's name and
Yeah.
what they got to go through and going to court. So that's a form of pimping. You pimping your child to get some money in your pocket. So I mean, back to R.Kelly. It's the same situation. The reason why I brought up the Michael Jackson thing is because I feel like it's the similar. Because, okay, to start it off, he messed with Aaliyah when she was how old? 14, 15?
She was young.
14, right? Or 15?
I thought she was like.
When they,
I thought she was like 15.
they
16
faked-
because she was singing.
yeah, but
like, she
they
started
I
singing,
think
what, around
she was
16?
15 because they had to fake documents and all type of
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, so the reason why I brought that up because people heard about that. That's something
Yeah,
that
the
people
first
heard
time.
about,
Yep.
right? Okay, so that's red flag number one.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the guy messes with underage girls. So anything that happens after that,
Then you had the tapes come out.
yeah, but that was years later. But anything that happened after the Aaliyah, that's pimping. If you the parent and you introducing your child to R. Kelly, you pimping them because you know this man mess with underage. That the Aaliyah part was the proof.
That one was confusing because they actually was dating, right?
You cannot
That was
date
confusing.
a 14,
Yeah,
15-year-old
ain't
and you
supposed
can't
to.
marry a 14, 15-year-old person. So that's what I'm saying. Once that became public knowledge, because I think they had it annulled, so it didn't come out until after the fact that they were married after it got annulled.
Mm-hmm.
So when it did come out, everything, all that introducing my child to you once it became public is out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it happened year after year after year after year.
Yeah.
More people were doing it, selling their children to R. Kelly for money, for sex, like introducing. I'm not going to take my child and introduce them to a pedophile.
Nah.
You know what I mean? A publicly known pedophile. So my question to you is, do you think the children were starstruck or the parents were starstruck?
Probably more the parents, because, the children probably like, I don't even know this dude.
Yeah. So that's
Robert.
yeah. Robert Kelly, who was from okay. Then they play as a music. Oh yeah, I like R. Kelly. Yeah. But before that, you really didn't even know the guy. Okay, all right. So
Or he might play some music he wrote
Let's-
for like the younger generation.
yeah, like so I think it's going back to the charges.
Lock
that-
them all up. Everybody.
somebody. I
Everybody.
want to see some type of case where a parent gets something for introducing their child to R. Kelly. I'm not going to be satisfied. To me, I don't care how much time R. Kelly get because if he's guilty of what they say he is guilty of, I think he should get time.
Yeah. They should have been got him a long time
So
ago.
this is not Chicago. This is what, New York charges. So he still got to go to court for something else, some more charges. So I think he got 30 years in one state and he got to go to
That's
another
fair.
state.
The feds picked it up, right?
I mean, I think it's New York
he
and
gotta
then
do it.
Chicago, like different states. Like he is getting time from like this state, then getting time going to court in another different state, because he was out on bond in one state, and this fan, she posted his bond, and then he got locked up in another state, and then the person that posted his bond like $100,000, she wanted her money back. Because it's like, hey, I spent my life savings to bail R. Kelly out, and now y'all gonna lock him up again just in a different state. So I wasted my $100,000. Get my money back, and she couldn't get her money back. She might have got it back by now because he got the time, or she might get it back. But I mean, my favorite R. Kelly song, if I had to pick one, would be "Honey Love." Do I like Honey Love? Let me see.
I don't
Is
know
that
what
my favorite?
I don't know what my favorite is.
This
It was a bumper grind.
For real, no doubt.
That's my joint too.
DJ's making me feel fine. Nah, that's the dance floor. Feeling on your booty. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
like
that one. I think my favorite R. Kelly song is "Bump and Grind." Which one is There's something in your eyes, baby, that's telling me you want me, baby. Tonight is your night. Which one is that?
You done messed the
See,
song
you
up,
don't
man.
have to
Term-
ask for nothing. I give you everything you need.
What album is on?
So, girl, don't be shy.
Oh, you got to throw. That's a throwback, R. Kelly.
What's that? Is it Honey Love or is it Bumper? I don't know. But R. Kelly has some hits.
I forgot his album.
I
What,
mean,
12
you
years?
could be a terrible person with hits. You know what I'm saying? You could be
Chris Brown.
I mean, it's a lot of people that do stuff and they get banned, like from what is it called, blacklisted, because they
Black
like
Ball.
when Chris Brown hit Rihanna, I thought his career was over, but he came back, and I think it's proof that Chris Brown actually did hit Rihanna. I think they came up with some type of proof, or either he admitted it and she admitted it, and they worked past
He
it,
beat somebody else up after that.
and the world forgave him for it. Because I don't want to say it's serious, but it's like
The nigga can dance, son.
if you can forgive the person for doing whatever they did to you, then I guess the world can forgive you too if they love what you do, your music, or if you're an athlete. I think sometimes when athletes hurt somebody in their family or a child,
I think if it ain't,
Adrian Peterson,
I think if it ain't super serious, you should get a second chance.
not
But
everybody
that
get
but
a
that second chance, you mess up.
Because
that second
what's
time.
the football player that hit his wife and drug out the elevator?
Rice.
Yeah, he didn't get a second chance. But
She stuck by
Andre
his side,
Peterson,
though. She stuck by his
yeah,
side
and they
nicely.
got married after that to show their loyalty to each other. She showed her loyalty to him, but they didn't forgive him for that. But you take the running back for the Browns, Kareem Hunt. He kicked somebody in the hotel, and he's back playing football. He apologized. He kicked the girl while she was down at the hotel, and we got past it. So I don't.
And we're about to get past Will Smith too, right?
the Will Smith thing was a little different because it was a man. It was a man.
God dang.
It was a man on man crime. I don't think people even really care about men on men crimes as much as they do men and women crimes.
Let me think of somebody else.
Andre Peterson, he beat his child with a belt or a switch or something, and he couldn't play football for the Vikings for a long time. He went to another team. I think he had to go to what the Commanders used to be the Redskins. Didn't he go from the Minnesota to? Well, yeah.
I was about to say
He beat his child with a belt. That was serious because it was a child involved. Rice, he knocked his girlfriend at the time. He punched her, knocked her all the way out, and then drug out the elevator. That's what happened.
That's the way love.
But when Beyonce's sister Solange slapped Jay-Z in the elevator, it was okay.
Nah, she kicked the shit out of Jay-Z. You didn't see it. She was like Chun-Li in there.
But I'm just saying, it was okay. Nobody cared. They just showed it over and over and over, but nobody wanted to press charges against them.
She kicked the shit out of Jay-Z, but everybody played Jay-Z.
Well, I'm just saying.
Instead of her.
Well, what I'm saying
is, men go through when we get beat up.
They just sweep it under the rug and make it like a joke when it's a woman hitting a man. But I understand the reason why, because you should never hit a woman. And the fact that Andre Peterson, he beat his own child, and
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian, my fault. Adrian Peterson, my fault. I'm saying it wrong. But he beat his own child with a belt or something in public. And that was kind of normal for the black community.
Yeah. But the white people are like, oh my God.
I don't think that's normal in the white community. I don't think that's something that they see a lot of. But in the black community, it's I got some whips right now from
some
scars, and I don't even
25
care.
years ago.
I love my parents to death, and I got beatings. I don't want to say weekly. I don't want to say every 2 weeks, but I got quite a few from other people in my family, not only my parents, but relatives. And even the teachers. I got beat at school one time by the principal in the lunchroom, full of people, by a paddle in the lunchroom at lunchtime.
I caught the paddle too.
Yeah, so I'm saying, I ain't gonna say I turned out good, but I survived. But they took away his career. They gave it back. They took away Chris Brown's for a while. They gave it back. But when you get to rape, did they take away Michael Jackson's career? Do you feel like they took it away?
No,
was he ever the same?
That's why they had to kill them all. Michael Jackson, they could not stop Mike.
Do you think that hurt his career because of the allegations? Not just money-wise.
Don't seem like it, but I don't know.
Not just money-wise, but...
Now, he got clowned like crazy.
I don't think it really stopped, but I think it hurt a lot. I think some of the sales might have went down. I think some of his confidence level, his trust in other people, I think that went down too. Maybe that's part of the reason why he started using so many prescription drugs is because of the depression from all the accusations. I can't say they were false.
Yeah,
I don't know. I won't know.
Plus, he won a road a lot and all that mess.
Yeah, so I think the accusations I don't think anything will all ever proven to be true.
I think it hurt him as a person, but not far as his career.
Yeah.
Because he was still, but I think.
And ultimately led to his demise because, okay. So R.Kelly, do you think what he went through hurt his career besides the police part? Besides the lawyers, besides going to court, besides getting arrested, do you think that hurt his career far as who he was, the hits he made, or did he just keep on going with life before the Gayle King interview? I know when he got to the Gayle King
After the
interview,
Gayle King interview,
it was over.
Yeah.
But before that, do you think he just act like it won't not?
Nah, before that, it wasn't really hurting his career. He was still writing songs
Still
for
moving.
people and everything. Yeah.
But they say his money was short though. Before that, his money had been short for years and years and
That's
years.
for all them lawyers and stuff he had to get and take care of these cases and everything.
So you think physically, mentally, or whatever, he was the same person, still doing the same stuff, still messing with women.
Well, it's proof
Okay,
he kept doing stupid
okay.
shit over and over.
I just said the women part, still messing with women. Okay, it's some accusations out there that R. Kelly was messing with men too. So was R. Kelly some type of freak or something? I think R. Kelly
Never hung with him.
I think R.
Don't
Kelly
think I
has
would.
been brung down because of his own sexual desires and freakiness. Is that a word? Freakiness. He just was a freak and he couldn't help himself. It's like a disease. I think he had the freakiness disease. You know what I'm saying? You just so once you start talking about young people, messing with young people, because we talking about a man could pick from. I'm not gonna say people say this all the time. He could have had any woman he wanted. Some women don't like R. Kelly. Some women don't. You couldn't have had any woman you wanted, but he had a selection. He had a huge selection of women that he could have picked. More than the average person that's working a 9 to 5.
And he chose all the black jelly beans.
And he picked underage women, and now I'm hearing men too. Like when you messing with kids,
You're gonna get all the men's he want right now.
when you messing with children and men, that's saying to me you have a sexual problem. Like you have some type of sex problem.
He got a problem, all right.
And somebody should have said to not just the authorities that this man has a sex problem, but somebody should have say you need help for that. You have a disease, man. Not a yes man that say
That's another problem. You got all them yes men around. That would be killing all the celebrities. You need somebody to sit you down and be like, man.
Well, that judge gonna sit his ass down now because that 30 years is.
They're like, Robert Kelly again?
So, okay, R. Kelly is 55, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 55 plus 30 is what? I know, I'm just asking.
85.
85 years old. And you still got to go to court in Chicago and get more time. So, what they gonna give you, 15 more years?
They don't throw it out and let the feds handle everything. You know they like to do that, too.
I mean,
They just be like,
that's usually. I mean, I don't think so because if it was a federal, they would handle everything all at once because that's more like the whole state. But they doing state to state, so that's state charges. So you got 30 in one state, you go to another state, they give you 20, 15. You'll get out when you're 105. If he get 20 more years, he'll get out when he's 105 years old. I think that's mission accomplished.
He might make it 85. He might make
That's what he has as of today.
I think he's gonna make it.
But he's not finished his charges.
He's like, boy, I got some more tracks.
He got more charges to face. Let's just say he gets on a light side with the rest of the charges. Let's just say he get a light 10 in for the next state he goes to get sentence to go with the 30. Because R. Kelly is still going to court for other charges in other states. So let's just say he get 10 more years. He'll be 95 years old when he get out. On a lighter note, 90. You know what I'm saying? If you do 85% of that, let's just say he'd be 90. It seems like to me like that's a lot of time for R. Kelly to do. To be one of the biggest superstars in the world, from going to being one of the biggest superstars in the world to doing 30, 40 years in prison, I think you done messed up your whole life. I mean, you did something. I think, me personally, you deserve to be in prison. Because if you made it to where you came from, to where you were at, and you went down like this, you deserve to be in prison.
And it wasn't for like drugs
The
or
way you did it,
nothing.
you could have pulled out
just
your
made
gun and
himself go
shot
down.
somebody, and I would have been like, free R.Kelly. Because things happen.
Yeah.
You have to defend yourself in life. Things happen like that. But when you do something like mess with an underage, that's your choice.
Like you keep trying to bring yourself down. Like,
That's your choice. You are a predator. In my eyes, you're a sexual predator. I feel more strongly about it because I have a daughter.
same here.
So once I find out you mess with little children, I don't care who you are. You could be Michael Jordan. I like Michael Jordan. But if it came out and it was proof to it that Michael Jordan is around here raping little children, underage kids, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
And on camera.
and pissing on them, I wouldn't buy any more Jordan shoes. So that's just me. So when you make it out of poverty and you make yourself one of the biggest, some people look at you like a role model, and you let your fans down, man. Like some kids think like, oh, he's from where I'm from. If he made it, I can make it. And then you do this to them, to the people that look up to you, the people that dance to your music. You do this to your fans. They have your picture on their wall. Come on, they play your music at the cookout. And you around here raping little kids.
Can you eat your burger right no more now?
Okay.
What I need to do with my R. Kelly CDs?
Let's.
I got some R. Kelly CDs.
You need to throw them in the trash.
Just throw them in the trash. I spent money on them things. I'm about to sell them on eBay. Yo,
Come
I'm
on,
about to put
R.
all
Kelly.
these
Come on,
CDs.
R. Kelly. Come on. If R. Kelly, if you see, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a cell phone in your cell because you're R. Kelly. Okay. If you watching this,
I want my money back.
why? Why, R. Kelly? What's that song I was just singing?
Which one?
Well, it's so many that I like. You know when he was in the cornfield singing. Look, when he sung "I Believe I Can Fly," that was like one of the Glee Club favorite songs.
And
In
Space
high
Jam,
school,
my son's watching Space Jam right now too.
in high school,
original.
you know how many Glee Clubs sung "I Believe I Can Fly"? That was like everybody high school Glee Club song. I believe. Graduation time. Come on, man. You throw that song in the trash too. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bumper grind. If it come on, I won't turn it off. I'll listen to it. I'm gonna be honest with you, but throw that in the trash too because you're a rapist. And good. I'm glad they caught you.
Chocolate Factory.
All right, let's go to a clip about what happened to R. Kelly yesterday.
Yeah, let's check that out.
The breaking news now regarding singer R. Kelly. We are learning now he has been sentenced to 30 years in prison after being convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering in connection with recruiting women and children for sex. His attorney was asking for fewer than 14 years in prison, citing the music superstar turned sex offender's traumatic childhood. Clearly, that's not how the court saw it.
So for more, let's bring in senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky along with legal analyst Bernardo Villalona. So Aaron, first, tell us about what we heard from the accusers in this case and what they brought to the sentencing.
They brought some emotional heft to the sentencing hearing, Terry, because the accusers stood up in court and told the judge how years of psychological manipulation and sexual exploitation and abuse by R. Kelly ruined their lives. One woman said that she wished she would just die. And this is all while she was underage. And that was what federal prosecutors said was so troubling. R. Kelly was one of the most successful artists in the music industry in the 1990s and 2000s. But there had always been allegations about sexual misconduct. And only now is that getting an airing and is he being held to account. Federal prosecutors said R. Kelly used his fame and his wealth and relied on his inner circle to repeatedly sexually exploit women and girls and showed no remorse, and in fact seemed to believe that as a music superstar, he was somehow immune from having to behave lawfully.
So, Bernarda, defense attorneys for R. Kelly argued that their client should get a break, in part because he experienced a traumatic childhood. I know you're going to have a reaction to that.
So, yes, the defense did ask for R. Kelly to get a break. But before she asked for him to get a break, she made a statement to the gallery. And the judge had to stop her and say, make your statement to me, because she started saying that I am doing my job. It's not that I'm enabling R. Kelly. I'm doing my job. But either way, she wanted the judge to take into account his childhood, the trauma that he suffered during his childhood. And according to with federal law, with the 3553A factors, yes, a judge can consider that. However, what happened here is that we had one of the victim's father not testify, but actually make a statement to the judge. Look, I was sexually assaulted and molested when I was a child, and I did not turn out like you. So that backfired for R. Kelly. The judge took that into account and mentioned that when she was giving her reasoning for sentencing R. Kelly to 30 years.
That is very powerful and true. And Aaron, I want to ask you about the decades that you said he was one of the biggest stars in the music industry, as you pointed out. People had to know that the allegations were public for all these years. People still worked with him, and the criminal justice system didn't quite get to him until very, very late. How much of an impact did that documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, play and have in getting us here and in the nature of this sentence? If he had done the same crimes and wasn't the focus of a documentary, would he be looking at 30 years?
Surviving R. Kelly, that explosive documentary, played an incredible role in this prosecution. In fact, it was because an investigator from Homeland Security Investigations watched it on TV that they finally decided to open a case, and that's what led to this 30-year sentence. If it were not for that documentary, you might argue, Terry, that R. Kelly would not be here. But investigators saw it. They couldn't help but be moved by it. And then they started to interview some of the very same women who were part of that documentary. And they built this case using more than a half dozen women to help convict R. Kelly of racketeering. And that included a dozen separate criminal counts, including this psychological manipulation, this kidnapping, physical and sexual abuse. And it also included a bribery scheme involving his marriage to Aaliyah. The late singer was 15 years old when she married R. Kelly, and there's an allegation that a bribe was arranged to an Illinois official to get her a fake ID.
Bernarda, you were in the courtroom. Just give us some color. Tell us what it was like. I know that there were dozens of witnesses that testified, just talking about how R. Kelly preyed on children for his own gratification time and time again, and that he was able to get by with it, and that, like you mentioned, so many people close to him knew exactly what was going on.
Absolutely. During the trial, you got to think the prosecution presented 45 witnesses and the defense presented 5 witnesses. And to have been in a courtroom doing their trial and then coming today to the sentencing was a culmination of the trial. Except at the sentencing, you got to hear these victims give more emotion, tell you what they suffered and what they've been suffering for the last 20 years. Women who have been considering committing suicide, who wish they were never born, that they are saying that it was their fault. It was chilling. And the tears that came down, genuine tears from these grown women, was really troubling to me. It really bothered me because R. Kelly, yes, you're a celebrity. Yes, you're the Pied Piper. Yes, you're the king of R&B. But now you're also a sexually convicted felon who's going to do at least 27 years in federal custody.
Did he testify? We were on the air.
No.
Did he? Okay, he didn't testify. Did he give a statement?
He did not give his statement. The only statement he gave to the judge when the judge asked whether he wished to give a statement, the defense attorney said that he has open cases, as well as he will have a pending appeal, and that it is his wish not to say anything to the court.
Well, this is it as far as federal prosecutors in Brooklyn are concerned, but R. Kelly faces charges in other states, and now that he has been found guilty here, it could open the floodgates, and certainly prosecutors would like other women to come forward, or other men in this case, if they were somehow exploited or sexually abused by R. Kelly. They are still taking witness statements and are open to that. This was the main set of charges, though, and R. Kelly's defense was something that I think even the judge seemed to find offensive, that the defense said that these were women who were just out to get a little fame and a little bit of money, and they were chasing R. Kelly. It wasn't like he needed to go out and recruit them, but prosecutors said these were human beings.
That was R. Kelly and what happened to him and people's opinion on what's going to happen next, and his lawyer saying a little bit of something I cut off because I think everybody got the gist of what's going on. Say R. Kelly didn't talk, and the lawyer said she was anticipating him getting to at least 25 years, so he was prepared for the dude 25 years.
That nigga should talk. He should have got up and sung. He should say,
yeah, like they had the Boondocks that time when they were like, free R. Kelly.
That would have been time to step in the name of love, right?
I don't think that you can be prepared to do 25 years, but the lawyer said they were kind of prepared to hear at least 25 years. But in my opinion, I think if your lawyer tells you that, hey, be prepared for 25 years, you need another lawyer. You know what I mean? I want a lawyer that's going to fight for me and say, well, you ain't going to get nothing. Even if you lying to me, tell me you not going to. I want to be surprised. If I get 25 years today in court, I want that to be a total surprise. Don't be telling me that I'm going to get 25 years and at the same time tell me don't talk. Because if you tell me I'm going to get 25 years, you need to be saying, hey, you need to get up there and say something. Or you're going to get 25 years. Yeah. If you get up there and talk, you might get less. So, I mean, don't just say, okay, you don't have to talk, but you're going to get 25 years. Tell me, okay, you could get 25 years, but if you talk or say something, you might help yourself. Tell me everything to do. Don't just tell me.
I wish he could dig up Johnny Cochran for help.
Good for him. In my opinion, good for him. I know people going to bash me and say I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel. And make sure y'all like, comment, and share this video. The more likes we get, the better, you know.
The more we can give y'all, the more we can give
algorithm we can get in the algorithm, and a lot of people, you know, can see the video. So make sure you stop by, you like the video, and share. And we want to hear your comments, because I want to take the comments and I want to bring them up the next time. If somebody comment on something, I want to be able to say, okay, you said this, but hold up. Either you have a good point and it makes sense, or it doesn't make sense. And I'm going to tell you why.
And I help y'all make it make sense.
Now, this and this one here, I'm saying that good for R. Kelly that he went to prison. And if you don't think that that's a good thing that he went to prison, let me know why. You don't feel that way. But I think good is good. Another pedophile off the streets. We got enough for your music.
The remix to Ignition.
You dropped enough hits that I can live with you being gone. You know, you dropped enough hits I can live with you being gone.
We got some classics.
You know what I mean? It ain't like, oh, Mo 3. Mo 3, he had some good songs, but he ain't drop enough. But you dropped enough. I'm good with you being gone. Good riddance. You know what I'm saying? Bring Mo 3 back. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear more Mo 3. So good. Goodbye, R. Kelly. All right. What we got next?
These people in prison got a performer now. They got
They're going to debo R. Kelly. I hate to say it, but they're gonna debo R.Kelly
Yo,
now.
sing, son.
You get his lunch meat, fresh lunch meat. But he has been locked up so long, maybe he used to it.
Yeah, now he probably like.
Maybe he the Domino's king, the king of dominoes. Maybe he good at playing chess by now. Maybe he good because he been locked up. I don't know how long he been locked up.
He can
but
ball too, so
he been locked up for a long time. On a worse note,
man.
on a worse note, I ain't gonna say. Yeah, definitely a worse note.
Yeah, cause you got a death. So.
Yeah, we got a death. So actually, we have two deaths. So which one you want to talk about first? Cause both of them are deaths, and it's new. So we got to talk about what just happened. So which one you want to talk about first?
I'm gonna talk about the car.
Yeah. We can talk about something that's happening
A lot, which shouldn't be
far
happening
too
a lot.
often. Far too often. And it's people leaving their children in the car and in the heat and forgetting about them. And it's easy for people to say, how can a person do that? But I think it's easier than you think, especially when you don't do it that much. Like a father left his child in the car yesterday in Chesterfield, Virginia, and he was supposed to drop the child off
At daycare.
and he forgot.
On his way to work. Forgot to drop his child off. End up at work. Came out.
Like 3 hours. He didn't remember until 3 hours later.
So that probably was his first break. He probably.
Well, they said that it was like 70, 75 degrees outside, which is not hot outside. But in the
Inside the car.
like 100
Yeah.
or
Heat
over
wave.
degrees. And the child ended up dying.
And the child was only 18 months old.
And it was a little boy, right?
Yeah. Little boy. Toddler.
Yeah, that's a sad story coming out of Chesterfield, Virginia, that happened yesterday. And what got me onto this story is first to bring awareness because this happens a lot.
Yeah.
Every summer we have this same problem, and
Y'all will be surprised by the rates that this happens.
yeah, I know
It's
one
like
time it was
unbelievable.
a person that left twins in the car, but this is a different type of story because something happened on this story that don't usually happen when someone child dies after being left in the car. This time the man actually went home after he discovered the child dead. He drove the child home, took the child out of the car into his house. I think he called a couple people in his family, and he got his gun and went outside and killed himself
Yeah.
because he couldn't take it,
Couldn't
take the pain.
pressure and the pain of killing his own child. Super sad.
That's a sad situation because I don't condone suicide by any way, shape, form, or fashion. If it's something I could do in this world, I would like to stop people from killing themselves. If I have a purpose in life, I would like for that to be it. On the flip side of that, I can see how or why he did it.
Yeah.
Because,
Cause it'd be hard for me to live with myself.
yeah, especially in that moment, you almost want to say, if it's ever a time to kill yourself, or you can understand somebody killing themselves, would that be a time to do it? Like, could you resist? If you're alone, maybe if other people were there, they could say, hey, man, it ain't worth it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But if you by yourself and you looking at your child dead and you did it and don't nobody know but you and the people that you call on the phone, like your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, whoever he talked to, Because they said he called some people and they were trying to calm him down or whatever. But I guess they couldn't fix the problem over the phone.
That's a hard one right there.
So he couldn't take the pain. And he was supposed to drop his kid off at daycare, and then he forgot. I don't know if it's something that he does a lot, drop his kid off, but I think it's easier when the mother does it. And if you don't do it that much, it's easier to forget. Like if the other parent, could be the man or woman, does it, let's say 80% of the time.
Myself forgetting.
But it's easier, I feel. I guess he was one of those parents too that didn't see him doing it. Just one of those days. I know he didn't do it on purpose. Yeah. Because he wouldn't have killed himself if, you know what I mean? Sometimes people do it and you find out later that they did it on purpose and they charged with a crime. But in this case, the man, it was clearly an accident, and the man just killed himself because it was an accident. Yeah. And just like you saying, people say that, hey, I couldn't see myself doing that or forgetting. He couldn't see himself doing it either. But it happens. And I think that the parent that drops the kid off the most is less likely for that to happen with them. But if you don't do it that much, let's just say if you drop your kid off once a week and you usually do it on Thursday, but you thinking to yourself, it's Wednesday. It's really Thursday, but you thinking, it's not Thursday, it's Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And then you remember, like, hold up. I was supposed to drop my son off at daycare. It's Thursday, it's not Wednesday. And you just have a brain fart for a second. And it's too late now. 3 hours went by. It's too late. 180 minutes went by and your child is dead. So it's just a tragic accident that happened. And please, when you get out the car, check the back seat. For all the parents out there, check the back seat before, even if you don't drop your kids off at daycare, still check the back seat because this is a tragic incident that happened out of Chesterfield, Virginia. Parent finds out he left the kid in the car. Child died, and he kills himself after that. Tragic story. And we got a video of that?
Yeah, we got a video. So.
Let's pull up this video. What happened yesterday, coming out of Chesterfield, Virginia. Y'all check this out.
All right.
It makes you want to cry some. It's an extremely sad situation. You just can't put words to something like that.
It's the reaction many neighbors living around the Otterdale neighborhood had when they learned why law enforcement were in the area this afternoon. Chesterfield County Police say just after 11:40, they received a call that a baby had been left inside a car for several hours and that the father was at their home off of Aldengate Road making suicidal statements. Once police arrived to the home, they found a car in the driveway with a door open.
As they made entry into the residence, they found a deceased 18-month-old inside. As they continued to check the perimeter of the residence, they found an adult male in the wooded area behind the house, deceased from a apparent gunshot wound.
Police say those calls came from family members who were talking with the father and knew something was off when the child was not at daycare. Based on their investigation, police believe the father discovered the boy was left in the car after driving to work. There, the 18-month-old was in the car for at least 3 hours. The father then drove home where he took the boy inside before taking his own life.
This is a horrible tragedy on so many levels, and our hearts go out to the family and friends that are going to deal with this. But we would be remiss in not taking the opportunity for people to take this moment and realize how important it is to obviously check your vehicles.
While the investigation is ongoing, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reminding parents to make it a habit to check your entire vehicle before locking the door and walking away. They also say to ask your child care provider to call you if your child doesn't show up for care as expected.
I'm really sorry, and I hope that you can find peace somewhere in there. It's a very sad situation.
All right, that was coming out of Chesterfield. Sad situation. I know the mother of the child, she lost her child, 18-month-old child, along with her husband in the same day.
Yeah.
Tragic.
And the man age went too much further than mine. 2 years younger than me.
So what we got next to talk about moving on?
Let's talk about this Facebook sensation
Comedian.
YouTuber comedian R.Kelly Smith.
Had I think he had like thousands of people, they said, watching it at the time. He was going live on Facebook.
Going live on Facebook. And I don't want to spoil it.
The man got shot up. He was in Detroit going live. They said his mother came up there and said he was a comedian. He made jokes, but he messed with the wrong people.
Yeah. So I guess while he was going live on Facebook, some people were like, "You think this a game and stuff?" And he was like, "Yo, what up, then?" and all that. Like, I guess he didn't believe they were serious.
The mother said that
up there they said they were gonna kill him and slap the shit out of her.
So it's more of I guess he had like a show, like his own Facebook page. He had like thousands of viewers, and he put a video up about somebody in the neighborhood getting knocked out. So once he put that video up, he was cracking jokes about the video, and the people that was affiliated, I guess the people that got knocked out or somebody affiliated with the person that got knocked out, threatened the mother and him, and they actually did what they said. They caught him going live. I guess they saw him at the house going live. He usually sits at a chair and goes live.
I think the last time they messaged him, they probably were like real close, right around the corner.
He was going live, and then he saw some of their comments. He responded to the comments by saying something, and then the people rolled up while he was live.
Yeah.
Started shooting at him, R.Kelly Smith, and they ended up killing him over words, over videos, over picking at them for getting knocked out.
And around on social media.
So we're going to shoot y'all this video of what happened, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
Y'all check this video out.
And it's a murder streamed online for all to see. An argument on Facebook Live goes from heated to deadly.
And we begin in Ypsilanti, where that deadly shooting captured on Facebook Live has left the community stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of those live feeds.
Yesterday, that all came to an abrupt and tragic end. Sean Lay live with this story tonight with more on what escalated all of this. Sean.
Let's talk about that escalation, Devin. R.Kelly Smith was on his Facebook Live talking to the camera. He was in a heated exchange with someone who was making comments as he was going live. Minutes later, someone drove right up to his house in Ypsilanti. More than 30 shots were fired. Facebook flooded with sadness, heartache, and tributes today for this man, R.Kelly Smith of Ypsilanti, a local Facebook celebrity. Smith was also known for his brutally honest Facebook Live appearances called R.Kelly's Corner. Tuesday, Smith took to Facebook Live for another edition, at first expressing his loyalty to Ypsilanti.
What make y'all think, because y'all moved, that y'all better than Ypsi? Y'all ain't better than Ypsi, y'all product of Ypsi.
Then Smith exchanging words with someone who was commenting on his Facebook Live and making threats.
Now you on Facebook, I'm riding around with 60 shots. I don't ride around with 100 shots, bro.
Thousands were watching and were horrified by what happened next. Smith sees a car approach and sees someone get out.
Okay, we got action. We got action.
Smith was shot and killed. The shooting is not seen on camera, but we will warn you, just the sound of the gun violence is disturbing enough. We will only play a moment of the 30 rapid-fire shots. A neighbor can be heard frantically calling 911.
Somebody been shot.
The horrifying video seen 37,000 times before Facebook was alerted and took it down. And tonight, Facebook says when awful things like this occur on a Facebook Live, they do try to take it off Facebook as quickly as possible. Again, that video is no longer seen on Facebook. The person firing those shots still out there tonight. Kimberly Devin.
Boy. So where does this investigation stand now, Sean?
Like I say, suspect not in custody as of yet. The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office is investigating, and they are working with that video to try to make the connection of who shot Mr. Smith.
Who shot Mr. Smith is the question. Okay, a lot of people go live, and they have their location on. They have like landmarks close by them. So if I'm going live and I'm beefing with somebody live, so you know, if you see gas pumps behind me, you see a sign.
Yeah, I can figure out where you at.
I mean, come on, man. People need to stop doing this. Don't go live with landmarks. If people know what your house look like, you going live, you arguing with them online, they can say, oh, well, he home. That's his house.
Yeah.
Or you at your girlfriend's house and they know what your girlfriend look like, or whoever. You at the mall, they know where you're at. You don't know that they're coming, but they're on the way. When Terrell Smith saw the people, instead of saying, oh, we got actions, continuing to be a comedian, he should have been getting out of Dodge. Come on, man, what you doing? You standing around waiting to get shot? Come on, man, this is 2022, not 2000
and those similar situations are happening.
Come on, over and over.
Over and over.
You know how many videos you could pull up if you just type in, man, get shot while going live? You know how many videos?
I got a cousin who was doing cutting somebody's hair, and it happened at the barber shop. Some dude hit his location on and ran up on him.
I mean, it's something that we gotta stop doing as people. We gotta start finding other ways of settling differences besides guns, violence in general.
Yeah,
conversation, because it took a long time for me to figure that out myself, how to resolve differences without resorting to violence. Okay, so I'm the first to admit that as I got older, I found different ways of communicating. Okay, expressing myself. But now it's my job to teach the youth to not follow in our footsteps, things that we did when we were young, but show them a different way to do it.
And it's a recurring role. It's crazy. Like the older people try to tell us the same thing.
Yeah, but I guess with time, it comes naturally, I should say, but not for everybody. But you don't get an opportunity if you spoil it early, because if you spoil it early and you go to prison for 20 years, it'll come to you probably at the same amount of time, age, but the only difference is it's too late now because you're already in prison. You're already in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And it's not good to pick at people or poke the bear when you know you're dealing with people that's subject to kill you.
Yeah.
If you know people,
mentality ain't the same.
Yeah,
Some
if you know
can't
people,
take certain things.
Yeah, if you know people easily agitated or they got a attitude problem, don't continue to poke the bear, because the bear might come for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's not the way
More
they
facts.
react, but you can't control how someone else reacts. You know what I'm saying? You can only control yourself. So if you're the type of person that feels like they shouldn't react this way, you have no control over the way somebody reacts. You can only control yourself.
Yeah.
If you say to someone something disrespectful, and you can say to yourself that, hey, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad to you. They not gonna kill me over this joke.
Everybody
You
don't feel
wouldn't
the same
kill.
way.
Yeah, you wouldn't kill nobody over this joke. Somebody else.
More sensitive.
I mean, they might take it.
It might be a joke they had to deal with their whole life.
So let's try to keep all this poking bears off the internet and picking at people. And if you know something is going to be a touchy situation, I see this all the time on different social media platforms. If you know that someone is got beat up online, you know that they don't want that shared to the whole world. You know that, but you do it anyway. I mean, you poking the bear. You playing with your own life. You playing with your safety, the safety of your family. Because some people might do a drive-by. You might have kids in your house, your little sister, your little brother, your moms might be in the house. If you share this post.
Yeah. Because they said they were going to kill him and slap his mama.
So you
now,
know.
What if they would have slapped his mama?
What if when they were shooting you, you got away, but since they're shooting at your house, somebody in your house got killed? What if the bullet went through the window and killed your mother? So you at your mom's house. She in the house washing dishes. So you get away, bullet go through the window, kill your mother. So by doing these type of things, you putting other people in danger. So stop sharing people getting beat up online. Stop cracking jokes on people and just try to be more careful out there. We're gonna
try to stay out of beef, y'all.
We're gonna send a shout out.
Serious. We got so many more problems and all that.
Yeah, rest in peace to Terrell Smith out of Detroit, Michigan. And Detroit is already one of those places where you hear a lot about crime, shootings, violence. There's a lot of that going on in Detroit anyway, without this right here. And I think this is the perfect time to put on the internet a positive message coming from the K-Pasta podcast about stop the sharing these fighting videos. Think about other people that live in the house besides yourself. And don't always think that just because you wouldn't shoot someone over a certain thing, that someone else won't do it. Because people out here take your life and they don't care nothing about you no more. I mean, this is not the 50s anymore where everybody try to uplift each other. And if your roof was leaking, the whole community came together to help fix your roof. Those days are over. Now, if your roof is leaking, it's just going to have to leak. The community is not coming together like they used to back in the days. People don't care about you no more like they used to when your grandmother was growing up. It's not the same world that we're living in. So just because it's funny to you, that doesn't mean it's funny to everyone.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? Take care of yourself and each other. And that's all I really got to say about this situation. It's tragic. It's happening over and over and over again. And rest in peace to Terrell Smith. So with that being said,
love, peace, and happiness.
It's been another K-Pasta podcast and reviews. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back with another one. Peace.
Deuces. My mind's telling me no,
but my body's telling me yes. I don't want to hurt nobody, but it's something that I must confess. R.Kelly.